Well, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Episode. Technically, it's 4, even though I never uploaded 3, but we don't talk about that. We'll get there when we get there. But here we are, Game Stream Gang, episode 4. A show where we pretty much ramble about whatever the fuck we feel like it. I got my co host, Nemo. Say what up to the people.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
And we got my boy, Andy.
Officially known as him.
Here we go.
Brought to you by That Guy Incorporated.
Hey, you know what?
Resident Evil himself.
I can't even say here we go because that he low key do deserve it after what he did because he did more than me. And then last but not least, we got Jaqi.
Hi.
Oh boy. Now, if I'm being honest, the reason why there was not an upload of episode 3, I'm gonna come clean. Resident Evil 4, it took all my time. I couldn't put the game down. And I didn't even really have that much to edit. Literally all I had to do was chop the beginning of the intro and do like a little fade in. But the thing is, it takes like 2 hours to render that long ass video. And I'm like, bro, I can't go 2 hours without playing RE4. So I'm not doing that. I'm not rendering that long ass video. I need to play my damn game, bro. So I apologize to the people, but the game comes first. Andy knows we don't treat ourselves enough. I work a little bit too hard sometimes, and I took this week. I'm like, you know what? I'm playing my damn game and I'm enjoying it. And for the most part, I did.
Yes, sir.
So as much as y'all might not like it, it is what it is. But y'all know how we usually start this show. We usually do mental check-ins. I don't know if anyone has anything they would like to share, how their week went, positives, negatives, highs and lows. Would anyone like to go?
I'm mentally broken.
Hey, I'm right there with you.
If I gotta say a hi, I've established that I'm him, but right after that, I got hoed, and I found out that I'm part of a very small majority of people, or minority, I mean, that has been hoed by the game.
Wait, explain to the people how exactly it got hoed in the first place.
So there is a game breaking bug where, and I mean, I'm spoiler warning, right? You know what? No, I could do this without spoiling anything. So there's a part where in Resident Evil 4 remake you get a key from Lewis, but if you happen to have stabbed the air, anything like if you knife in general right after he gives that to you, the key disappears evidently. So that's very important to being able to finish the fucking game. And well, your boy was one of very few people that got affected by that.
Yeah, that's a weird. That's a weird thing that causes it. Like, what the fuck? Like, knifing after getting it makes it disappear?
Yeah, like the fact that they were able to specify that it's that particular action is kind of funny. But, very clearly. I saw in that article and like in a couple different Reddit threads after that shit you sent me that people were like, oh man, see, this is why I'm not going to do promo yet. I'm like, bitch, listen.
It has nothing to do with it could happen in any playthrough.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you guys, I mean, I get it. Don't listen. Promo is rough. It is. I think the hardest part about promo, and I mean, it's kind of like a duh, but if you guys have never played the OG Resident Evil 4, then you're probably going, what's so bad about pro mode? Like, it's never been that bad. And I'd agree. Like, I mean, people just do a little bit more damage, take a little bit more abuse on the OG, but on this game they also get rid of any autosave. So if you're thinking, oh, I just got off of one of those green doors, if you know, if you walk through a door that had like green text on it, you knew that was like a checkpoint essentially. There are no checkpoints in this game. It's all hard save. So if you do the whole Jack Krauser shit, there, like you're going straight back, and you better have prayed that you saved right before that, because if you died, I promise you, you're doing a whole like there's a whole bunch of shit that you got to kill before you get to that part, and then you got to redo that whole section anyway. So don't do what I did.
And I was doing it on New Game Plus, and I still died to him twice and had to like redo it. So the fact that he did it like on Fresh Game, I already knew was gonna tilt the fuck out of him.
Yeah, listen, our mental health was strengthened, fortified, and then broken, and then fortified again. So, I like to think, I'm kind of a new guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel that
But
because for those that don't know, I gave Andy a lot of shit for playing it on standard the first time, but that pro mode was a whole lot more than redemption. Because I'm gonna be real, I'm gonna come clean. I don't like the hand cannon, and I did not do it the way he did. I used a mod that gave infinite ammo, and I breezed through that shit because I'm like, I'm past. I got halfway to getting an S plus, and I was ready to throw my damn PC out the window. I shit you not. And I'm like, nah, I'm not even about to put my heart through that shit. I'm downloading the mod and I'm beating the rest of it. So hats off to my boy. He did something I couldn't do, but shit, here we are.
listen, man, I wish that they gave the PRL 412 for this shit. The hand cannon does not feel like it does. It's a reward that you should get for beating this.
Wait, is that, you're talking about the laser gun?
Yeah, the laser gun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
that
Wait,
laser gun
that's
is-
not in?
Nah, it's not in there.
No, it's not in here.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking call it. It's gonna be like a mercenaries thing where you have to beat everything on like 5 stars.
See, and normally I'd say that that's worth it, right? But I feel like this pro mode is actually way more punishing than the OG, dude. Like, this is something that I feel like you should get the free fucking just point and click gun after beating it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I mean, don't get me wrong, the hand cannon fucks. It does, but in comparison to what the other one was, like if you've gotten the PRL 412 before, then you definitely know, like, yeah, dude, you had to go through some shit. I'm telling you right now, once you beat pro mode and you get the hand cannon, even though you're like, fuck it, I did that, right? It still feels like you're getting hoed. At least I do. Cause dude, that shit is a whole ass beating mentally. Nonstop.
It's exactly why I couldn't do it, but I mean, it's doable. You just got to be very patient. I'm at the point I don't even have any patience because
I'm not saying it's impossible
because
that's redemption.
I was getting tilted in the first hardcore playthrough. That's essentially why I didn't stream the whole second half of the game, because me and Andy kind of have reverse situations where he doesn't get as tilted while he's streaming, but if he plays it off stream, he'll get tilted. I'm the opposite. I'll be ready to just fucking break my monitor if I'm losing while I'm streaming. So I literally, once I got to the Lewis part, I had to play from there on like off camera because I would have lost my fucking mind at a couple of parts.
Bro, you should have asked Jaqi how angry I got when I got to that point where I was like, fuck, where's the key?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I literally was like, what the fuck is wrong? Like, what happened? Because I heard and felt fuming behind me, and I was like, oh, what the fuck? What the fuck happened? And he was just, oh, it was unbelievable. And then he had to go back and play all the way through, and it was just nonstop concentration. You could feel it. Like, I had to turn on the fan because I know both he and his computer were fuming.
I was about to say, yo, it got kind of warm in the house. What the fuck happened? I didn't know it was me.
It's like the meme where that dude's like leaning forward and dripping sweat and shit with the headphones on.
Bro, because like it's either I wait, right, to fucking have them patch it, and then I get my Chicago.
And that wasn't fucking happening.
I'm already knowing.
Or I just get my fucking Chicago, dude.
Yeah, I think you essentially would have had to wait till the 7th when they add mercenaries and they would have like did the patch then. I'm like, fuck all that.
Yeah, fuck that. But I do hope that the reward that they give you for the mercenaries is like cool. If it is a PRL 412, then hey, I'm happy. Whatever, right? I'm not saying that they need it in the game or whatever, but at the very least, it'd be cool to get stuff that was already in the game back in the game.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel like this is the second podcast in a row, like where we start off with the mental check-ins, and then somehow that spirals into art like Resident Evil before we even get done doing everybody's.
Oh, sorry. I'm very passionate about my
it just
thievery.
this shit just happens. But this fool Danny, he got his braces off, so big dubs to my boy. I've never had to deal with that, but I know that's like a big dub for a lot of people, because I mean, don't they essentially just like make your teeth like tighter so they hurt like a bitch? Or am I like mistaken? Yeah, so
Yeah, it's just to straighten them out or whatever.
yeah, I mean, I can assume it's not pleasant, but I mean, it's for a purpose if you want them straightened out. But big ups to my boy, because that is definitely that is a win for the week. I don't really have any highs or lows. Well, I don't really have any lows, I should say. I mean, other than like dealing with the headache of getting this game to like run properly, because I mean, and Andy knows I went through like my first playthrough wasn't bad, but there was definitely like a few sections I was like something was wrong, and my first instinct was like something's wrong with my PC, and I don't know why that just irritates the hell out of me, because like for me, as someone who like put in the hard work of like building my own PC, I just hate for something to be up with it. I know a lot of people out there probably just go buy pre-builds, so when something fucks up with their shit, they don't give a fuck. But me, I'm like, nah, I gotta get to the bottom of this shit. So I spent the whole week just back and forth, like looking up sources, trying to figure out how the fuck to fix my PC, only to figure out the problem was just with the fucking game. So once I figured that out, it was like cool that I could like relax, but that whole ordeal just annoyed the fuck out of me. So I guess for a low, that might be my only one. But as far as a high, Lyft shot your boy like a crazy ass bonus. This month like hella sucked too, and I was like, I need to take a break, or I felt like they had been like holding me on my checks, and then they hit me up last week and they're like, oh yeah, according to the mileage you drove, we owe you like an extra 200. I'm like, say less. I'm taking 2 days off. So here we are. I've been chilling today and yesterday. So that's my high for the week.
That's cool, bro.
But before we move on from check-ins, Jaqi, Nemo, y'all got anything y'all want to share?
I have to pee really badly.
All right, there's our high. I'm joking.
The bells are working, boys.
It's been a while, but I've been having fun doing like online like tournament shit on Pokemon. So right now I'm on a little high of like getting the team ready.
Oh yeah, he has been grinding out the Pokemon shit.
I got one
What's the
more
low,
Pokemon today.
Nemo?
The low?
Yeah. Don't say your height. Don't say your height.
First of all, I didn't want to get this personal.
I wanted to avoid this.
The lowest is the amount of time I'm spending, man. Trying to get everything like ready, because I was like just testing stuff out on Showdown, and then now that I have the mons, I have to EV train them, which is like a whole like couple hours, you know.
Yeah, if you guys don't know anything about Pokemon or competitive Pokemon or whatever, understand that this fucking game, the community behind it are fucking stupid. I'm sorry. So, Jordan, if I told you that people are complaining about people that just get a legitimate Pokemon, right? Like, let's say that it's something like they paid for someone to breed something for them, right? So they get the maximum attack that they're supposed to have, defense, all that bullshit, HP, and they're like, no, you didn't earn that, right? They want you to fucking get a Pokemon, breed that shit. That shit could take sometimes like 6 hours to get a good one.
I was trying to breed a good Tyranitar, the shiny one.
Yep.
I spent a total and I gave up on it. 6 hours trying to breed it. I was like, I'm not gonna do this.
Yeah. So essentially, what it is they it's a huge time sink that does not pay off really, and people fucking complain about that shit and go, oh well, they got that from a different person. That's illegitimate. Let's ban them from tournaments. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
So essentially, it's just another case of people want you to work harder, not smarter.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and like I don't want to buy the mons, right? Because actually, it's not hard to find, especially like shiny mons. It's pretty easy in this game. The thing is, though, it's so time consuming trying to get all these mons. And some mons, like one of them is a ghost Pokemon that is only in Andy's game. So luckily he traded me one, like I think when we first finished the game. And right now it's just finished training it, but oh my god, dude. It's a lot of stuff to get like have set up right now.
Yeah, I feel that, but shit like that doesn't surprise me because it's the same like with Elden Ring. It's like, oh, don't summon a friend to beat what's her name, Melania. Just try to beat it yourself for 4 days straight. It's like, no, bro. Like, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to beat this shit. Like, people act like as adults, like time ain't valuable. Like, and that's why my TikTok of that blew up so much. Cause I'm like, bro, I'm a grown ass man. Like, if I need to beat something like in 30 minutes. I'm gonna do whatever it takes. I don't have the time to sit here and be stuck on the boss for fucking 4 days straight. Who am I trying to who am I trying to prove a point to? Nobody.
Yeah, like let's say that you do it that way, right? Because I did that shit, and I'll tell you right now, it does not fucking take away from the fact that someone else could have done that shit in less time than me.
Yeah.
Right. And the main reason that me and Nemo didn't do that shit together was at least for my run is because this is while shit was super fucking we had a theory that like certain bosses just at a certain point, like in the halfway point or whatever, it would just DC you automatically because we thought that that's what they wanted you to do, but
nah, it was
we found out
an issue with the servers. That shit was
we were pissed.
Fuck you guys. Go back to the highs and lows. I have shit to talk about.
Huh?
I said, fuck you guys. Go back to the highs and lows.
About the low already.
Yeah, we were essentially talking about Nemo's low in a way.
Fuck you.
I have another high before we go back. They're bringing back locals for Pokemon tournaments for champion points.
Well,
so I'm gonna see what's local like around here and compete with a no-brain team. I'm just not gonna think. This team I made is this. I hit one button. All right, that's all I'm spamming. And it works.
Those are the best ones, bro.
Man, ain't nothing wrong with that.
All right, go for it, Jaqi.
I fucking fell on fucking Monday, and couldn't go to fucking work, and then tried to get shit for work, and work was like, no, you need like an actual thing from like a physician, and I can't do that until the 10th, so I'm pretty upset about that.
God damn.
And then more shit happened Friday. That is an absolute low.
Oh, is that the situation I'm thinking about?
Yes.
Okay.
So fucking Friday, I thought I was gonna get fucking serial murdered, but it turns out it was just the fucking cleaning lady, and I fucking had texted Andy, the boys, and my fucking mom and my family like, I'm gonna fucking die. Someone's in the house. And then, like, fucking 20 minutes later, I hear her turn on the vacuum, and I was like, I'm a fucking idiot, and had to call everyone and be like, false fucking alarm, I'm stupid. And to which it even reached to, like, the fucking police, where they were also, like, laughing when Nemo had ended up calling very last.
Yeah, so that was a low for me. I had to use, like, Andy, our uncle, and our cousin, because we all work together, they left. And I was like, y'all good? And then Albert said, yeah, we should be good. And he tells them again, like, his truck. I was like, all right. I waited until like they were out of like view. I went to the restroom because I was like, I'm gonna help, but I can't. I'm not gonna fight someone with mud butt. You know what I mean?
You're gonna shit yourself.
You get tackled, and then that's the end of my cred. You know what I mean?
Man, you never let that down.
Went to the restroom. I'm not gonna let myself down on this one. All right, that's why I tell it. But I was like, all right. I'm on my way. I called the cops, let them know what's going on, saying, hey, we believe there's a robbery or someone trying to break into the house. I'm just letting you guys know because we're on our way right now. I would like a officer to be on scene. And they said, oh, from this address, right? And I was like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, residence is called, she said it was a cleaning lady. And I started laughing. The fucking lady was laughing. I was we're about to jump someone.
Yeah, I hope Jaqi understands how crazy we were moving to get to her as soon as possible.
fucking swear to God. I don't I have had many lows in my fucking life,
Wait,
and that takes the fucking cake of like top 3.
wait,
I fucking promise you.
wait, but didn't you say something about like somebody was like whistling or something? So that's what
Yes.
made you think
Yes.
like
That's what
so
absolutely made
what was the
my cool.
whistling about? Like
She just started fucking whistling.
yeah.
Okay, listen. Okay, let me
I would have
preface
thought
this
that was
with
like code or something for like talking to like people in the house or like her other people.
that. Listen, okay, I have been raised to whistle equal bad. Okay, and grandma fucking drilled it on mom. Someone grilled it on grandma, and my mom drilled it on me as well as grandma. Like I've been hit by my fucking grandmother for attempting to whistle in the backyard. So I was like, okay, whistling bad. And then like, Kill Bill, the fucking whistling. I was like, oh, only murderers whistle and shit, right? So fucking Christ. So I can thank my
Be right back.
family for this trauma. I hear whistling and I'll just start freaking out, especially in scenarios like that where I'm like, damn, someone's in the fucking house. And, maybe if she didn't start whistling, I would have had a rational thought and been like, oh, maybe it's Patty. Hey, is that you, Patty? No, I heard whistling and promptly lost my shit. And was like, I'm gonna get fucking murdered by a maniac because they're whistling in this house. All I heard was the computer room door open, and I was like, there's plenty of shit in here worth money. So I was like, oh yeah. Then the whistling happened, and then I was like, yes, I'm dying. That's it. This is it for me. Locking the
I
door.
probably would have called the cops too. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and I wasn't about to call and like risk being heard. I know these walls are not the thickest. Not risking that shit. So I had to text and be like, I'm gonna die. Please call the cops. And then I heard the vacuum and was like, Jesus fucking Christ. No fucking burglar is about to vacuum shit up on their way out.
Imagine if you walked out and it was the burglar, just like, well, damn, I just wanted to clean up before I stole your shit.
Right? He's like, I wasn't gonna leave evidence and footprints and shit. Just clean this up real quick. It's routine for us. Like, no. No. If that was the case, I probably could not be mad about being murdered in that fashion.
He just would have laughed, like, all right, you know what? Fair enough. Kill me.
Yeah, I should have known better. Like, I fucking should have waited. Like, yeah,
I'm
no.
fucking done.
So that's like an all-time low of my fucking life. And a high is my birthday is Wednesday, and I get to go out of town with my mom, my sister, and my brother to my aunt's house. Because of the fact that I'm still not fucking allowed back at work because I can't see a fucking physician until the 10th. So it's a good and a bad. Bad because I fucking hate that I'm missing work. I'll be compensated one way or another, so I'm not too pressed about that, but it's just I hate missing work. Um, but good because I get to have a nice trip out with family. So,
Yeah, that's cool.
it's good enough for me. And that's yeah. Mhm. I will not be living that down. There have already been several many jokes made since then about all kinds of shit. Allegedly is now going to forever be in our lexicon for many reasons.
That shit was so funny, bro.
Fucking Milio when he was like, "Damn, Jaqi,
His
I
boss
was
was like,
strapped up."
Boy was ready.
Yeah, I almost allegedly shot someone today.
Shoot first, ask questions later. My kind of guy.
Bro, like, Jordan, I wish you saw us. How we all fucking stormed out that bitch and everything, dude.
Fucking Albert
Someone was getting jumped. That's all I gotta say. Someone's about to get jumped.
Albert was bench pressing when I got outside because he was just so fucking pumped with adrenaline.
Imagine y'all like playing a theme song to GTA San Andreas on the way there. I'm fucking dead. But nah, low key, let me get a text like that. I'm riding too. Like I'm dropping everything and I'm out the door.
as long as I don't have to use the restroom, I'm right or die too.
Yeah, that part as well. Definitely take a shit first, but
Like, look, if I get shot, right, and I'm dead, and they find shit on my pants, no fucking way. All right.
he's like, look, I know when people die, they void their bowels, but we're not letting this guy get past.
That's not me. All right.
It's not about to be me.
Fuck
If I'm dying, it's gonna be in a fresh fit. I ain't gonna look like shit. All right. I'm gonna be
Oh
posed up.
my god. Yeah, so another part of that I had to fucking tell my mom because I was like, yeah, I wasn't about to die like this or be caught by the police like this. So I don't wear shorts or pants in the bedroom. And so I like had no shorts on. And I was like, damn, if the cops come in or if this person comes in and murders me, I'm not about to be found in my underwear. I have to put on shorts. And so I like had to open the bathroom door and grab shorts off of the counter. And as I was trying to put them on, I had like stepped on like the crinkle bag that the toilet paper is in, and it was loud as fuck. And I swear to God, I almost cried because I was like, damn, they might have heard that, and now I'm really dead. Trying to put these shorts on so I'm not discovered
Was Moose
without
in the
shorts.
room?
All of them were. All
Oh,
of
then you
them
were
were.
fine. You were
Oh
fine.
no!
Yeah.
Listen, Miso is a part of her fucking
No,
grievances.
yeah, fuck you. Miso, I was so upset at because Miso was absolutely fucking terrified, and I was like,
I wasn't talking about Miso. I was talking about Moose.
I don't give a shit. Miso was part of the reason I freaked out so bad. All right, I didn't see Moose anywhere, so I didn't have a level of what the fuck
Good.
Moose was
He
doing.
was gonna handle it.
But Miso, as soon as I heard noise, Miso heard noise, and Miso was looking at me with, I swear to God, if cats were telepathic, she would have been telling me we're gonna fucking die because her eyes were screaming
She was
absolute
screaming,
terror at
"You're
me.
gonna die!" All right.
Look,
No,
I'm
we're gonna
running. I don't know
starve.
what's happening to you, but it was nice knowing you.
She
Yeah.
said, "Don't put me in
Oh.
the same boat."
I swear to God, I was like, I was freaked out. And then Mango was stanced up. He stood up. And I was like, oh, fuck this. This isn't right. He didn't
Yo,
run and
what
hide.
the fuck?
Mango fucking stood. And if I wasn't already terrified, maybe I would have taken a picture. But no, the fact that he was stood up and not running to hide, I was like, I'm definitely dying. What the fuck's going on?
See, Mango was about to
Yeah,
handle
he was
that shit.
ready.
That's what you don't understand.
I swear to God.
Mango's a
You
big
ready?
cat, bro.
Mango's a
Alright,
big
be
ass
right back.
cat.
Nah, he is.
Fucking, I swear to God, Miso was terrified looking, dude. And when I got out and when I like threw the door open, it was like, Patty, you scared the fuck out of me. Miso was running around like, oh my God, we almost died. And then I went downstairs and was sitting on the couch, and she was like, oh my God, are you okay? Like hardcore fucking loving up on my hands and my face. And I was like, bitch, you are the reason I was so fucking terrified. What the fuck are you trying to console me for? You're the reason I freaked out so bad. She had me freaked the fuck out. I have never seen a cat with so much fucking emotion on their face, but she took the fucking cake. Gotta fucking submit her as a cat actor. Jesus fuck. Terrified the crap out of me. And then Mango standing. I've never seen him stand except for maybe a tree on occasion. He fucking stood. I was terrified. There was no fucking way. So anyway, that was my low. And it will forever take the cake of lows. So
yeah, that's
I had to share that.
yeah, that's one that's gonna be unbeatable for quite some time.
Yeah.
Fucking
Jesus,
A.
man. That was just a crazy fucking story. That's one of those things that I wish Nemo was a comedian, because Nemo wanted to be a comedian for a minute. Like, he was trying to do stand up and shit, but that would have been like the machine. That would have been the machine story.
Hey, do you want a shiny low kick, Sandy?
Oh, hey, listen, bro. Say less.
I just found one right now.
Say less.
All right, so I'm pretty sure that wraps it up for the check-ins. The first topic, I mean, we kind of already talked a little bit about it, and I don't want to go too deep on it because we already talked more than enough. But it's not necessarily involving Resident Evil. It's also involving like PC ports in general. Because, look, don't get me wrong, Resident Evil is an amazing game. I've done like 5 to 6 playthroughs. Andy's done a handful. But when you look at every single review, everyone's like, oh, 10 out of 10, and like 9 out of 10. And from a gameplay perspective, like game design, I understand that, but from a like actual optimization point and like a port, like in terms of PC ports, there's no way I can give this shit a perfect score. With the bugs and the things that I've experienced, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but lately I've experienced this with this game, The Witcher, I heard a lot of people have issues with the Hogwarts port on PC, and it's weird that like the latest hardware is what's having this issue. Because I saw a post on Reddit, and the dude was like, "It's funny that I have a 1080 Ti." He's like, theoretically, my card should be showing age, but due to the developers fucking up optimization, my card is somehow still able to outperform these 4090s. And it's weird how that is like the case we're in. So like, Andy, I don't know if you're experiencing this because you have a pretty much like beast of a rig, but
That's
like,
just cheating every time we play games. I swear to God.
but for me, like I'm telling you, this shit drove me nuts. Especially there's one chapter in specific where you rescue Ashley and you're like headed back to the village and it's like raining and storming like crazy. On every forum, people like with like 20 series or 30 series, they complain like, what the fuck is going on with this chapter? Because it will tank the living hell out of your PC. And I'm thinking like it's something, you know, fucked up with my build. In reality, that's not the case. So I need people to know that these games aren't perfect. They have problems. And when people get on forums and they complain about it, stop immediately saying, well, maybe you shouldn't have cheaped out on parts. It's not the fucking parts, you dumb fuck. Like, it's the goddamn games.
If your first indication of troubleshooting is not I wonder if there's an optimization issue, and you go, oh well, you're running hardware that's pretty good, because people don't understand a 2070 is no slouch, dude.
Yeah.
Like if you have a 1050, I would say, okay, listen, it's definitely going to be rough. You're probably not running games that well in this day and age, but a 2070 is easily still good enough for everybody that's on 1080p.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're not asking, hey, what resolution are you in? What card do you have first? And they're just saying, so sounds like you need an upgrade. Then congratulations, you can work at Best Buy and tell anybody whatever the fuck, because people would just go there and sell shit for no reason.
What I also hate is when people like you have a problem, you go to like a forum or you search it up, right? And you get people saying, "Yeah, I have that too," and like no like solution. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they just say that, and I'm like, okay, well, what do we do now? Like, I don't know.
You might be okay with it, but I'm not. All right.
I'm still having issues with that fucking Revelations 2 shit.
Yeah, and another thing that pisses me off, and when it's like people try to cushion the blow, and they're like, "Oh, well, you can fix it by going into the files and changing the INI." I'm like, why do I have to be a coder to fix the game? Like, I'm not trying to do that. Like, people were telling me like, "Oh, if you download this DLSS mod, it increases the game." It was fucking my performance up even more, bro. Like, even Andy will tell you, we were going to the village, I was getting like 40 frames when action popped off, but the second I uninstalled that shit, it was back to like, you know, as low as 55. So people on forums act like they got a PhD and all types of shit, but in reality, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
No, yeah. I mean, we did a whole series of tests over here at my house, with different like configurations and shit. And long story short, it was just optimization, bro. Like they I don't even think half of them know how important RAM is, and that's the first thing we were trying out.
Yeah, because I think what we're seeing is like games are they either test things for the latest hardware and they don't bother with, you know, testing it on older hardware, or they'll do vice versa. Because I feel like Cyberpunk was an issue to where they only tested that like on the 30 series cards and that was it. So everyone below that was like, this shit can't even run.
Yeah.
And then you have other games where it's vice versa, where people like on 1050s are getting crazy ass performances, but if you're on a 4090 for some reason, your shit's fucking up.
Yeah, dude. I hate to say it, but man, rip to everybody that bought that fucking card, because the amount of games that shit has been catching on fire on for people is nuts. Like, even if let's say 20 people out of like 100 or whatever. No, not more than that. Let's say it's like 1,000 people and 20 people's cards blew up because they were playing a certain game. That's too many, dude.
Yeah, definitely.
That is nuts. Because those cards are expensive, bro.
Yeah, and it sucks to like I said, spend that much and you think you're on top of the game and you're still getting like the worst end of it.
Yeah, I mean, long story short, if you guys were wondering between AMD or Nvidia, whatever, right? Like the only reason that I swapped to AMD is well, there's two reasons. One, I don't use I don't use fucking ray tracing.
Yeah.
I don't. Like I think it just tanks my frames or whatever when I do. And you know, for me, I'm like, fuck that. I'd rather just have a dope experience. Fuck all this just like extra shadows and stuff. I drop shadows anyway. Um, so don't do it if you're the type of person to do that. And if you just want raw rasterization and you want a fuck ton of VRAM, that's what AMD brings, bro. That's it. If you guys
Yeah.
do care about the other shit, Nvidia does have perks. Like their encoder is still way better, but I'll be honest, as a guy that's on this shit right now, I've been streaming for like a couple months with this shit. I've had zero issues with it, so I can't even say that it's that much of a difference.
Yeah, Nvidia has some perks, but all in all, I think they are slowly becoming less consumer friendly.
Yeah,
And not
I
only
agree.
that, they have a very bad case of where their latest drivers perform like worse. So like there's always a case of like if you go to like YouTube videos, people say like, "Oh, I'm still on a driver from 4 months ago because these new ones fuck up," and I'm like, "How are your updates making it worse? It doesn't make any sense." So I wouldn't blame anybody who switches to AMD at this point.
No, yeah, and to be honest, I've had a lot more luck with FSR than I have with DLSS.
Mm-hmm.
That may not be the case for most people, but they got to understand real quick that I'm not saying that it's definitively better. I'm saying from my circumstances, my experience, it has been a lot better than dealing with DLSS.
And
I've gotten way more frames
here's
while
the
streaming
thing,
too.
like doesn't because FSR works on my GPU as well, but DLSS doesn't work on AMD, right?
No, 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 no.
Yeah.
That's why with AMD, like depending on the games, right? Because not every game's gonna give you the option to use FSR, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of crazy that you know AMD's going, hey, you know what? You gotta if you have a NVIDIA GPU, we'll let you go. We'll let you guys use this as well. I don't know the logistics on how it works with it or what the compatibility shit is with it, but um, the fact that the competitors saying, "Hey, you guys can use this if you want," is nuts. Because for some people, it actually, oddly enough, works better than using DLSS. But the thing is
Mm-hmm.
that not every game has FSR like uh integrated.
Yeah, there's only been like maybe one or two games I've seen that has both DLSS and FSR options. 9 times out of 10, it's gonna give you one or the other.
Yeah.
But Danny brought up a good point because speaking of games with optimization issues and bad PC ports, I don't know if y'all heard, but The Last of Us has came out on PC, and that was a game that I was going to recommend Andy to play, and I was also going to recommend that Jaqi, kind of, sit next to him and kind of watch the playthrough because I think it's a very dope and interesting story that they will both love. However, it has fallen victim to a fucked up PC port. Have y'all heard about this?
I heard about it. I want to say like a day before you brought it up, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I heard that shit is kind of ass." Uh, and dude, I don't know what it is about games coming out these days, and it like, cause isn't it $70? Is it $70 or some shit like
Yeah,
that?
I think it's full price, and from what I'm hearing, the issue is it's extremely VRAM heavy, so it basically just eats all your fucking VRAM for no reason.
Oh, that's true. I heard that shit like takes 12 or some shit, which is nuts.
Which I
Cause
mean, I saw how good the game looks, and I was expecting it to like make my PC like really, struggle, but I didn't think it would be that big of a fucking task.
yeah, because for anybody that's like interested in you know my specs or whatever, um, I have Resident Evil 4 maxed out. Like I'm talking about shadows and everything, and I'm consistently getting about, like 140 frames. I have a 144 hertz refresh rate monitor. I'm playing the shit at 2K res. And total out of the 24 gigabytes of VRAM that I have available, I'm using 10.33. So The Last of Us pulling in 12 uh just on demand is fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah.
That is
'Cause
crazy.
I don't even have 12 in my car, so theoretically I couldn't even fucking run it. My shit's only 8.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like there's some shortcomings there. I feel like they I mean I'm not a game dev, right? But I'd imagine that when they were piecing it together before they launched that shit, they might not have really looked at limitations, because unless they expected everybody to have a 4090 or like, a card that has maybe 16 gigs minimum, that's just shit. That's just shit, bro.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know if you have my stream open, but like this shit looks nuts, but it don't look like pulling 12 gigs worth of VRAM nuts. Like, I don't think it's that deep, but it does look like something that would put your PC to the test. But from what people are saying, it sounds like there's just something going wrong in the settings to where it's pulling more VRAM than what it should be pulling.
Yeah, I don't know how they don't, like, do they not fucking try test playing their shit before they launch it? Like,
Who knows,
it just
man?
it is very difficult for me to try to wrap my head around that.
And it's like, I get it, Danny. Naughty Dog is addressing the issue, but why are they addressing it after the fact that the game is out? That's the problem. Because they tweeted, they said, The Last of Us Part 1 PC players, we know some of you have not experienced the Naughty Dog quality you expected. Our team is working hard to resolve issues currently preventing some of you from experiencing the game to ensure it reaches the quality level you expect to deserve. I mean, cool, but
It should have been dealt with before.
Yeah.
This whole
It's-
like release it and fix it later mentality is getting burnt the fuck out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, because listen, man, I like Capcom a lot. I like their products a lot, but I haven't given them a fucking, like, I didn't say 10 out of 10 on this game. I said 9 out of 10 because I still felt like there was some shit they could have done, and I still say it deserves a 9 out of 10, even though I've experienced some bugs.
Nah, that Lewis key knocked it down to an 8.
Man, listen, don't tempt me, bro. But yeah, dude, I don't understand what it is with companies right now. Like they have such a crazy fucking time trying to actually optimize things, and I don't know if it's just because they're lazy or whatever the excuse might be, man. It's just make games, bro. Make games and make sure that they work. It's not that difficult of a concept, at least.
And we're
I think
not
they'd agree
like,
with that.
and here's the thing, we're not saying this like it's an easy job to do. We understand,
Yeah, I know.
we understand that it's hard. We understand that, for consoles it's simpler because they all have the same hardware, but for PCs, everyone's build is different. So we truly understand the task that comes behind optimizing something for a variation of different motherboards, different GPUs. So hats off to the devs that actually figure that shit out. But for the devs that can't figure that shit out, y'all need to reach out to them. Like, reach out to companies like id Software. Like, why can Doom Eternal look fucking insane and run like at a buttery smooth 140 like FPS?
On anything.
Hit them
on
up
anything.
on a Switch it can. So y'all need to hit them up and be like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Get some advice. Y'all act like y'all ego is too big to hit up other developers and get advice from them. Nah, like if your shit's fucking up, that's what y'all need to do.
Well said. Well said.
Yeah, but that's my take on that.
That's the TED Talk right there.
But our next subject, I don't know if, well, we pretty much saw this coming. I think we talked about it on the last one. I don't know if we did, but like Sony was like, yeah, we're not gonna be in E3, which is no surprise. They always act a little bougie. But then Xbox was like, we're not gonna be there. Then Nintendo was like, we're not gonna be there. So there was a lot of speculation because even me and you were saying like, has E3 officially become one of those things like, the back in my day type things? And we were saying maybe, and the news finally came out that E3 2023 is once again canceled. How we feeling about this, y'all?
Oh, it's canceled.
I kind
Yeah.
of feel like it's not super surprising the way shit has been going. I feel like a lot of the time now companies would rather just
Do it on their own.
not pay whatever fee to be a part of a show and give out like information on shit. I can see why they'd want to do it on their own, but
I think maybe what had happened was they realized they don't need to spend all of this money to premiere games and things like that.
Yeah.
Because people are going to find out or let it have a premiere one way or another without all of the showboating. Because I think back to like the COVID stuff where they didn't do it from COVID and
Mm-hmm.
each game that was announced still did well enough or whatever. Because I don't think I'm trying to think of it on like a money point because it's usually the biggest contender for why companies do this kind of shit.
I
Where
mean, yeah, because
yeah,
the thing is that Nintendo does that already. Blizzard does that already. They have
exactly.
their own things, So I can see why they're like,
PlayStation,
man, if they're doing
PlayStation
it,
and
why the
Sony
fuck do
too.
we? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Sony has their own stuff too, where they usually have like a little spotlight as
Yeah.
well, like Nintendo does.
State of
I
play.
know Sony does. Yep. And so I figured, if they're already spotlighting their own stuff, and that's kind of what everyone only cares about in the first place, and E3 will highlight all kinds of shit. I don't imagine E3 made independent games sell any better than they would without any
No,
sort of thing,
and I also feel like with the beef going on between Sony and Activision, I feel like it'd be on stage. All right, I feel like we'd see him actually throw hands.
Someone's getting challenged to a boxing match. That's all I gotta say.
That and
I win.
Man.
You can't buy Call of Duty. All right.
I know for myself, I know me, Cameron, and Kennedy. It would throw an absolute fucking fit if like EA had the fucking balls to use E3 as like a big ass announcement for a new Dragon Age or Mass Effect or whatever, or if they did something else instead of doing Dragon Age 4 like they've put on the burner for the past 8 fucking years. Um I just know that's probably another thing where it's like you guys are finally revealing this fucking game on a big ass thing like E3 after it's lost all of its fucking hype and
Yeah,
reason. Like you
man.
are fucking wasting money. I don't know. That's for me personally though, where I'd be like, are you E3?
I got
E3?
an S.
Hey,
Oh,
let's
nice.
go.
Sorry. Sorry.
You're good. You're good.
But not like people are acting like, just because E3 is canceled, there's still going to be shows taking place within the months that E3 would normally be there. So we're still going to get like game announcements and reveals. It's not just going to be in the form of E3. But I'm not going to lie, like as a kid growing up and I used to watch like G4 and all that shit, like I used to always want that experience of like actually going and just being there and like just experiencing like the awe of like all the. So it does kind of suck to see like that go away and know that I will never experience that. But we're just kind of in that time frame where things are dying off and becoming things of the past. So it's no surprise that this is one of those things that kind of fell victim to that as well.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, but Jeff Keighley's probably hype. He's like, all right, more room for me. I get to announce all the shit. So he's gonna come out in this freaking suit with freaking Air Jordans on, and all right, guys, here we are with my next Kojima reveal because I'm constantly sucking his cock. But
I say right there.
All right, let me back off Jeff Keighley. But holy shit.
No, go in harder.
Hey, say less. Nah, but there's nothing wrong.
Hey,
with
your
it.
mom, yeah?
So I gotta ask, have you guys ever been like how do I put this? Have you guys ever played a popular game and then you're like, I don't like it at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, like to where you don't understand why it's so popular.
Yeah.
League of Legends. Point and case.
Well, I haven't played one, but whenever I look at gameplay of it, I'm always like, I don't understand why Skyrim is such a big deal. Like maybe for
I was gonna bring that one up.
maybe,
I was
maybe
gonna
for
bring it
its
up.
Jackie's about to
time.
get your ass because I haven't played it.
Dude, no, I'm with Jordan. Like we tried it. Remember? We also tried the online one.
No, we only tried ESO.
Oh
you
no,
guys
no, I
only
tried.
the
No,
online.
I tried. I didn't like it.
Yeah. As long as you try it, if you give it a try and you're like, nah, it wasn't for me, that's
See,
fine.
yeah,
The only reason why me, Cameron, and Kennedy were all like, what the fuck is wrong with you is because you've never tried Skyrim, like at all. At all. That's why we were like, hold the fuck on a second. How do you play games and you've never touched Skyrim ever? That's like one of those things where it's like you eventually get to it.
For me, the two games, I actually tried Skyrim. I didn't like it. I spent not that much time, like only 2 hours. I couldn't get into it. The other game that I can see why through memes people like Fallout, but I don't know. I don't see myself actually going out of my way to buy it, download it, and play it.
Jordan, you tell me how that screenshot I sent you makes any fucking sense, bro.
Wait, let me see.
Oh, he's gonna put it on the screen on stream.
Do it. I don't give a fuck.
Wait, he said completion.
How does it get faster as it gets harder, dog?
No idea.
That's fucking nuts.
Well, theoretically, you use like crazy weapons, but even still.
I think my pro run, the one that I did before this, I got a B, but I think I got it like way faster than the standard one.
I feel that. But shit, other than Skyrim, I don't know. I mean, I get it where people always like react crazy where it's like you never played Skyrim, but I'm the same way where I hear like all the games that Andy's never played, like with Metal Gear and shit. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of off the top of my head games that I've played. I mean, I tried, like, I know like Monster Hunter World was like a very big successful game, and I did enjoy it, but like it just didn't really stick with me. But
Yeah, same.
I don't know.
Like it looked good. It looked like to this day I still like how like the weapons look, how like the monsters look. The fucking cat chef, all right. But I couldn't play it longer.
Well, I've never played it, so I can't. But for some reason, I don't understand why everybody loves Undertale. But that's a game for me. I'm just
Same.
like, you know,
That
I
one,
get the charm of it.
I don't like how it plays, but I think it's just because of how I play games. I'm just like, I don't understand. But let me say the year, I think it was 2015 or 2016 when it was like nominated for Independent Game of the Year.
Mhm.
And fucking Rocket League won over it. I was kind of like, okay, hold on a second.
Look.
Undertale was made by one fucking man, a single fucking man out of his basement. Rocket League had 2 entire teams and a lot of funding and backing. I was like, no, Undertale really should have won that game. I don't give a fuck if
No.
I don't like it or if I don't enjoy playing it.
It's a
That
good
game
underdog story, but oh my
And
god,
no, it's not even a fucking underdog story. It got played way more than Rocket League. It had more downloads than Rocket League. It had more hype and internet media talk than Rocket League. Rocket League
I'm not
only
buying it.
became popular after its fucking nomination. And that's the only time I will ever defend Undertale because I was like, yo, this was made by one fucking dude and it lost. Independent Game of the Year? That makes no sense to me. Otherwise, I'm like, I am indifferent about it. I don't know. I didn't like it myself. But one dude made that entire game and it still is super popular.
Mhm.
Hold
No,
on,
it's
hold
fucking
on.
cool, alright, but-
Jordan, did you know that there's a fucking reload animation with the hand cannon if you have the Mafia costume on?
No.
Dude, this shit is fucking clean. You have to see it,
Okay,
bro.
I'm about to boot that bitch up right now. Hold up.
Bro, this shit looks so fucking swag.
Wait,
Are you serious?
Wait, have you seen it for the typewriter though?
No, I was firing it up on standard to get an A on that too, but
Okay.
I haven't got my typewriter at the thing.
All right. Well, it's no real surprise here. I mean, the same thing with E3. We kind of saw this coming, but the PlayStation VR 2 first month sales are reportedly below 300,000 units. The system is underselling, y'all. Are y'all surprised about this information?
Nope.
Who would have guessed?
Yeah, this is what happens when you make your fucking VR almost costs more than the actual console itself.
Yeah, at that point, I'm sorry, bro. Like that shit should just be like how the Oculus is, where it's its own fucking console.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think it has to be tied to the system. I think it's one of those things they made it a choice, but in reality, it could be its own standalone thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, to be honest, if the difference, and I mean, listen, if they do it, they heard it here, right? Somehow. But if they wanted to do something smart and they didn't want to piss people the fuck off, they wouldn't say, hey, you need to buy our console and then our VR headset in order to play the games that you were going to play or that you would normally want to play on an Oculus on this, right? They could have just fucking said, hey, we have our console that you can play all these other games on, or if you would care to play these things in VR, you could just buy this instead. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I mean, at that point, yeah, I didn't buy the fucking Oculus because it had Super Hot, which is on Steam, and Paranormal Activity, which is on Steam. I bought it because it had fucking VR Resident Evil 4. The only reason I bought that shit. Now if I had to do that, like let's say in this case for the PS5 VR shit, and they're like, hey, you have to buy the console, you buy the VR, and then you can play RE7, RE8, whatever, right? I'd have been like, okay, yeah, you know what? That's something I'd actually buy instead of buying the PlayStation just to play God of War for myself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not how it works here. All right.
Hey, listen, like I said, for whatever reason, corporations and companies do not like getting money or making customers happy.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
And they're pretty much shooting themselves in the foot by only having it available through their website. You can't even go in the store and buy it. So what the fuck do they expect?
Oh yeah, that's even worse. Yeah, like they want to talk about low sales. That's definitely why you're doing that. I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, when Angry Joe did his review, he's like, "Yeah, I went to GameStop to buy it, and they literally said they don't have them in store. I had to order it from PlayStation." So he was like, "That's already a fucking L, like on their part." So they're wondering why it's not selling. That's probably the number one reason.
Yeah, because no one knows it exists.
For real, like, and then when they do find out it exists, they find out they need also a PlayStation 5 as well. So they're like, "Fuck that!" Like.
And then they see the price tag and they're like, well, what the fuck? I'm not dropping, what would be a top of the line modern graphics card for something like that.
You know, it's also suffered from the case of just releasing like with the subpar lineup.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. At this point, if you're coming out with any console or hardware, make sure you got like at least 3 bangers to make it worth it. Because if I'm just buying it to experience this one average game, that's just gonna become a dust magnet at some point. So,
yeah, no, dude. I mean, the worst part too is that like, I don't know how long I'm gonna have to wait until God of War Ragnarok drops on PC, but even then, I'm more hyped to see when the next part of my bad. A cow's starting to rush me. My bad. When the next part of the Final Fantasy VII remake shit drops, because to me that I've been waiting for that joint for a minute now.
Yeah. On a side note, I am kind of surprised that you haven't seen or heard any spoilers from like God of War yet, because I feel like if I had chose to wait for it, I would have been had the story like, excuse me, like completely ruined for me by now. Because I follow so many content creators that play that shit, and like I would have seen so many thumbnails. Like I would have been like, all right, well, fuck this shit. So
That's why I like content creators like Austin John. He literally makes it so like there's no spoilers that can be given from his fucking his thumbnails.
Yeah, that's another reason why I love I follow a guy named Fighting Cowboy. He does the same thing. Every single one of his thumbnails is just the default like cover art for the game. He never puts like the boss he's fighting in that episode or saying like, I mean, because as much as I love like Corey Kenshin and Berlizzi and Dashi, they do that. Like they'll have like them fighting like the last chapter of the game, but the thumbnail will be like the final boss or like it'll be them fighting like some crazy thing in God of War. And I'm like, well, damn, like I'm spoiled on that now. So that was the main reason why I felt the need to like go buy a PS5, because I felt like with the content that I consume, I'm in a space where it is, I would have to do a complete media blackout in order to avoid spoilers. Where Andy, he's probably not on the internet as much as I am. He probably is like, you know, he spends a lot of time doing other shit. But me, I'm like, nah, I can't avoid that shit. So, you know, but I wouldn't go as far as to say like I regret buying the PS5, but there are a few moments where I'm just like, like I wish I used it more. But the times where I do pick it up and use it, I'm like, you know what, this thing is still pretty dope. Like it's much better than the PS4, but I do wish I got more use out of it.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much how I felt about the VR. I mean, I think it's cool to try out all the other stuff. Like I said, dude, I'm not sure if there are many movies on there, but I feel like watching a movie in VR would be fucking insane. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I saw the Pennywise, the It VR trailer, and I was like, yo, this movie is different in VR. This shit would fuck me up.
Yeah, there's some crazy shit. I think one night I got like on a YouTube VR, I was like looking up just like random videos, but some kind of suck. Like you try to look around and it's just like it's not as immersive as you would think it is. So
yeah,
this is like it's a little bit of a bummer, but I feel like some movies like that were, if they're like actually filmed and like made for VR, that might actually be dope. I might have to fuck with that.
Bro, see, and that's what I'm saying. Like fuck doing these 3D ones anymore, right? Like that gimmick has been done like 20 times over and it's not even that great anymore, right? Where are the VR movies, bro? That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah, speaking of
I'm
that,
not ready
we
for it.
need more VR porn. And at that point, you got to chill.
Oh my god.
No. Save it for the people. Save it for the people.
That's what Andy about to be like, you know what, bro? You can keep my VR. I don't even want it back.
See, Nemo's sweating right now because he wants to borrow it next to play a few games.
Nemo.
I got the green screen and everything, so I'm gonna have everything set up by then.
Andy's
What
gonna
games
whenever
you
you're
playing
done,
be...
dude, I don't fucking know.
It's weird.
Honestly. Also, like, am I the only one that's kind of mad that there's no Wii boxing on VR?
No, there's VR boxing.
No, Wii boxing though.
there?
Like,
Yeah, you can get the Creed game. The Creed game's in VR.
Ooh, I might have to try that out.
Yeah, I think it's off. I think it's all the first movie fights. Like you get to do your own campaign and shit. And I don't know. Maybe it's like every 6 fights you get to fight one pivotal person from the movies or some shit. I don't know.
It's like it'd be cool if they let you play the part where he's lying in the hospital with a concussion.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. I would love that. That'd be the best part. I'd be like, God damn, bro.
This feels real.
He got slept, not me, but this is what it feels like to take an L. That's crazy.
Holy shit. Oh man. All right. Oh man. This last topic, I wanted to save this for last because I feel like
if you want to save it for last, you can. I have an idea. I have something that I want to bring up.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
All right, so you guys would be able to rate yourself, right?
Rate yourself?
Yeah, like I'd say I'm a solid 6.
Solid 6.
Yeah,
we talking looks, personality.
Yeah.
What?
No, we're talking looks, all right?
Looks.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd say I'm a good 6.
I guess. I don't know if I.
I mean, like, are you asking us to rate ourselves right now? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying, are we
like could we? I mean,
yeah, could you?
If I was forced to, I mean, maybe, but I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd want to.
Oh, okay. Like I was gonna say, like, you know,
Wait, what was the question? Wait,
it
what?
wasn't for you. All right? It was. It was for them because I was if someone said like, "Oh, I'm a 9 or I'm a 10," I was gonna say, "All right, let's go to a gay bar. Let's see."
Yeah,
let's see how that
I think when people ask to rate yourselves and you instantly go with 9 or 10, it's like I understand what they mean by that, but it's like, all right, you gotta kind of relax.
Oh no! Listen, if we're going off of that alone, yeah, I guess I'd at least have to give myself a 7 because Yeah, there was one time we accidentally went to a bar / club on gay night, and so many fucking dudes were trying to buy me drinks, dude. It was
Damn.
crazy.
Well, there you have it, folks. My boy Andy is on the upper echelon. So if you need, no, I'm just bullshitting.
Nah, bro, not like that. I would say I'd have to minimum at least get myself a 7 then, because shit, the amount of dudes that, like I said, was trying to buy me, riz me up and shit,
Yeah,
it was nuts.
I feel like I say the same. I'm like like around the 7. I'm like, a little bit above average, but I ain't nothing crazy,
Yeah, Nemo, I'm sorry, that ass is crazy. So I got to give you at least a 7.5.
Oh man.
I'll be real, bro.
That kind of freaks me up. When I used to work at California Pizza Kitchen, I had a lot of dudes actually hit up on me, and I was always trying to just like, I get a percentage of the tips.
Who said it?
So I was
Hey, so they gave you the tip, and they were trying to give you the tip. That's nuts.
I only
That's
stopped
all a
being
fucking.
nice. I only
That's a
stopped
triple
being
entendre,
nice
by the way.
when someone followed me to the restaurant. I was like, nah, all right, I'm not doing this shit no more.
So it's not a game. This is red alert.
I was about to fucking screech, my guy.
Holy shit.
Anyway, go ahead and bring up your final topic.
Oh shit. Well, it's been going around the internet. I mean, especially if you're on TikTok, you probably hear nothing but this shit. But there's this whole thing going around on how they're trying to ban TikTok. But the thing is,
Wait, wasn't it the VPN?
No.
okay,
No,
well, it's a whole lot of confusion going on in the air because on a surface level, they're just talking about the ban of TikTok. But in reality, this ban of TikTok is like incorporated in this so-called bill of, it's called a Restrict Act. And apparently this Restrict Act, just me being on this website alone, I feel nervous because I hate being on websites with this type of UI. I feel like I'm doing taxes or something, and I'm just like, fuck everything about this shit. But apparently within this bill, they talk about how they can literally like, ban anything that they consider okay, basically once they ban TikTok, if they figure out that you are using VPNs to like access this shit, they can like fine you up to like, thousands of dollars or put you like in jail and have you serve time for that shit. And
yeah, the maximum time was like 20 years.
Yeah,
dude.
and if they figure out like they can monitor, anything that your Wi-Fi is connected to and see if you're accessing stuff like this. But here's the thing, people on the surface level just think they're banning TikTok and they're pissed off about that. But in reality, this whole entire Restrict Act talks about how they can literally ban anything that they can deem, inappropriate. Like whether you're contacting like foreign countries, involving this or that. And it's just this whole big ass thing to where I'm like, fucking hey, are we living in North Korea at this point or what? Like that's how I'm starting to feel because they're controlling a lot of shit. But the one thing, go ahead.
I was gonna say what I think is fucking ironic is that the people that were pushing for it hard on that debate with the CEO of TikTok were the Republicans, bro. Like they're the ones that are always like, oh, our freedom this, our freedom that. Like, bro, they're the ones sucking the most dick behind the fucking scenes, and that's what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
Like, god damn, I even hate to bring in politics to this shit, but it's nuts to me how. I'm gonna use the whole fucking Charlie drama shit because I think that's like the biggest representation of the stupid shit that goes on in the internet this day and age. I don't know if you guys saw him talk to Charlie or whatever, but they kept going back and forth, and Charlie kept bringing up really good points about Sneeko because Sneeko's like, oh, bro, like bullying should be normalized. It helps build character and shit. Right, and he's over here complaining about Charlie calling him a cuck and shit, and he's like, "Dude, I'm literally bullying you. I'm doing the thing that you said is a good thing to do, and you're just taking it straight to, oh, I gotta try to fight you." It's true, bro. Like to me, that's pretty much like what it is here. Like you get a bunch of people that are, I wouldn't even say boomers. It's just like ignorant, because the amount of people that like I've said in the past have told me like, oh, that's a millennial thing, and I'm like, you're millennial, stupid.
Yeah.
It's nuts to me. Like I feel like we live in a day and age where these buzzwords are what people go off of more than actually looking at things.
It's funny because like I think out of everyone, I even admitted myself, I look like that stereotypical millennial, but I'm not a millennial. Oh, I thought I was.
No,
Hmm.
yeah, I think I was the one that told you you're not a millennial. Like you classify as like Gen Z or some shit.
They might even know that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like a certain time frame that you have to be with. Yeah, it's weird. I looked it up once. I don't understand all of it, but
yeah. Essentially, right now, if you're around like 42, 43, I'd even say like 45, just to err on the side of caution or whatever. You're a millennial. So
yeah, and then above that, you're considered a boomer.
yeah, or no, I think it's like Gen something, but yeah, essentially, you're pretty much either boomer, that weird in between.
Yeah, because my parents are essentially boomers. They come from a time to where like they're still kind of accepting how things work today, but they're still kind of stuck in like, well, like back in my day, things work like this. But like with our generation, well, the problem, the number one problem with Gen Z is that they never, experience a world without the internet. So that's where they kind of suffer from a lot of like things where it's like, all right, like you kind of have to experience what that world was like to appreciate a lot of things, in my opinion. And
I mean, yeah, but
yeah,
same could be said for like people that just never had running water, right?
yeah,
So like it's weird. The I know what you're getting at, but I'm saying like if that's people's like mentality for the most part with anything, if they're like, oh, the younger generation will never get it or whatever, like there is definitely things that they as the younger generation of their time would not be able to fucking replicate either.
yeah. I think you could kind of, yeah, okay, that makes sense. You could apply it to our generation as well, because we probably lived in a world where, we kind of missed out on the shortcomings because we just happened to be born right after that shit, died off or something. So yeah, that does make sense. But I just feel like the internet is such a big thing to where like, I don't know. You can tell it plays a role on this generation because like that's kind of all they know, and they don't really know anything outside of that. And I had posted this a while back on my Instagram because someone had brought this up while they were playing The Last of Us, and how their chat was just being super toxic on how they would react to certain situations. And he basically made the point. He was like, the problem with this generation is that you guys base your, a lot of your morals and beliefs on content and things that you consume, and not actual real life situations that you've experienced. And that's where I feel like that is one of the number one issues with the younger generations, that they base a lot of their views on things off of content they consume, and not actually things that they go through in real life.
And that's why
Yeah.
it's scary when you have people that how do I put it this way? The Andrew Tates, because people kind of like adopt that, like those personalities,
Yeah.
and they take those views. I'm like, all right, like I get what most of it is like what was it, masculine positivity or something like that, right? Male positivity.
Yeah.
Some people
it should not be
it
bred
helps
in
them.
ignorance, though. The fuck.
But yeah, I was gonna say like for some people it helps them, feel a little more confident. Then they as long as you don't take it to the deep end, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, no, even then though, like you get to a point. This is starting to get way more fucking
Yeah,
political
no,
than I thought.
no.
I'm saying like for the people that are like, oh man, you just got to keep it real, stop sugarcoating everything. It's like, all right, listen.
Some people can't handle it.
Well, no. The thing is that those people are technically the people that get offended the quickest.
Yeah.
In my experience, the fuck. But I don't know. I mean, the other thing too that I hate more than anything, bro, is when people get offended for other people. Like it has nothing to do with them, but they'll get offended for some stupid
I've
shit.
talked about this plenty of times where people will be like, well, I think this is like offensive toward black people, but I'm like, have you heard any black person say they're offended by it? And they'd be like, no. And the person that's saying that, they're not even black, but they're assuming that we find it offensive. I'm like, okay, like don't get offended on our behalf, because that's corny. Like unless you hear one of us speak up, and
Be
we
right back.
find it offensive, then back us up on that. But don't try to take it on your behalf to make it seem like you want our approval by finding an issue when something it's not even an issue. So it's like, yeah, stuff like that is corny too. But like Andy keeps saying, I wanted to mention this on like the very first podcast we did, but I do want to avoid getting too political as much as we can. But there will come times where, where there's topics like this, like, since it involves TikTok and it's something that I'm on quite often, I just wanted to bring it up. But usually when there's like very big political topics, I try not to incorporate it in the show notes because I'd rather talk about it off camera than off. Because I know just people just have very left field, opinions about this shit, and they don't budge. So I just don't want to see any comments, and I don't want to have to deal with comments revolving just stubborn views. But yeah, it's just, we're just in a weird spot.
I think at the end of the day, we can all agree that no one should be an asshole to another person. And that's pretty much what we should all just lie in. So like, regardless of whatever person has any kind of views or whatever, like, you can believe in whatever the fuck you want, bro. It's really just don't be a dick to other people. We're all human,
Yeah. But like,
I do have a question for you though.
Oh, what's up?
All right, because I saw this shit and I thought it was one of those scenarios where I'm like, dude, is that really where we're at in the world? But so it's safe to say that you like this remake and shit too, right? And you I mean, without giving any spoilers, that end scene with Ada, it's just kind of crazy, right?
I mean, yeah, it sets up for new stuff. So I mean, I'm there for that, but it wasn't necessarily something that like took me by surprise because I feel like that's something like within her nature. But I was a little bit surprised that they're going with a different like canon route now.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a nice callback to where Leon asks her if she's changed.
Yeah,
and that's kind of the answer we get, right? Like,
pretty much.
So, I saw some stupid shit on the internet that pissed me off, and I mean, it's for the same reason that we just talked about. People kind of trying to take a stance on some shit. Because the guy that I saw that was talking about it, he was like, "Yeah, you have zero certification to be fucking talking about this in the first place." Like, as someone with that community, I'm excited for it, but whatever. Do you think that they should make RE5?
Here's the thing. If they made RE4 better, then I'm pretty sure they can make RE5 better. But is it something that needs to be done? I mean, not necessarily, because I could say RE4 was something that didn't, need to be remade. But, it's interesting that we have it, and I'm glad that we have it. But with the route that they're going, I can see them remaking it. But my thing is they can only go up to 6 because theoretically they can't like remake 7 or 8, so.
No, yeah, I agree. And see, I'm glad you took it that way too, because that's the same shit I would process that question as. But the internet has been going crazy because they're like, no, you can't do that because it's racist. I'm like, what? Bro, for the longest time, I was okay with the idea of RE4 being in Mexico, and I wasn't even tripping. Like, these guys speak my mother tongue. You know what I'm saying?
There's literally no difference. I think, it's like you said, it's one of those things where people just get offended on other people's behalf. Because, like, I very rarely hear any black people having the problem with Resident Evil 5. So why do other people feel the need to say shit like that? It's just kind of corny. Like,
yeah, that's exactly my point. But that's something that I saw, and I was like, nah, bro, y'all are bugging. That's the route we're taking right now.
Yeah, because like Dashie was doing the whole playthrough, and he was translating what they were saying. So like, he didn't feel like anything was racist. Like, people just love because
they're not doing it disrespectfully. Like, they're doing it in a story narrative that just happens to be in that country. Same thing with RE4.
It'd be weird if Chris was making comments like, "Yeah, I can't stand these people" or something like. But he doesn't make any comments. He's just there doing a mission. So. Like, golly, these people just love to reach. Like,
I actually had that conversation with someone too, because I mean, fuck, dude, I hate to even like bring that up or whatever, but it was someone that this, I guess we'll just put a mutual of of me and Jaqi, I guess, in that sense. More Jaqi, more so Jaqi than me, but um yeah, they mentioned that. They're like, oh well, you know, Leon makes some comments in the original RE4 that's kind of like racist. And I'm like, what do you mean? There's some shit about like maybe some vague entry that I don't remember word for word because it's been a minute since I've actually sat down and read all the entries from OG RE4, where it's like, man, I'm surprised they can read or some shit. And I'm like, I mean, I would understand. I didn't go, oh, you're surprised that Mexicans can write and read and shit. Like, no, I pretty much thought, oh, these people that are affected by these parasites shit can still communicate. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, bruh, this is a very very unneeded conversation, but they're really fired up about it. I was like, bruh, it's the last thing on my mind. I think this is just a dope game.
Yeah, it reminds me time and time again that people don't understand the definition of racism. Like they literally
Yeah,
they think that
they've never
just
experienced
because
it.
like you bring up like the subject of another race, it's like just bringing up another race already has people on edge. They're like, oh, what are you about to say here? And then once you start going into detail, it's like, oh, that's racist because you spoke something on a race. It's like, bro, like, what do you realize the definition of racism is believing that you as a certain race are superior over another because of your skin. But if nobody actually like displays anything like that, how the fuck does it come off as being racist? It's the same thing when people just because you mention like, you know, what people's taste is like in their sexuality, it's like they are like, oh, are you a homophobe? What the fuck? All I did was mention something. How am I like people love to make that reach, and it baffles me how it just comes off that way just because you mentioned something.
Yeah, I agree. No, what you're missing was I was telling Jordan about that time that that one person was telling us how RE4 is kind of like racist or whatever, and that they don't feel like RE5 should exist too. Because I remember that was also a part of that conversation. But I was like, man, RE4 being racist, the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, we joked around about it, but I was like it never really took it serious.
Yeah,
you know?
you can easily crack jokes about it, but I think people take those jokes too far and they look deep and they're like they look at it as offensive. It's like, bro, lighten up, bro.
Yeah, no, it's crazy to me that like anytime I don't even think I did it for the first playthrough or the second one or whatever, but I think that oh no, I told Nemo because I was like, bro, I want the RPD costume to come back, right? And I said, and then I want someone to mod it so that it says ice. I think that shit would be funny, bro. That's just, and bro, my family came straight over the border, so like it's not even that crazy, right? Like I'd be like, dude, this shit would be funny as fuck to see.
And it's one of those things. It's like, you know, well, I can say it.
Yeah, no, I get that. It's just like what I think is crazy if let's say a different homie that like if you put it on, I'll be like, no, that shit is funny still, right? But
yeah,
if you're going about it like, yeah, it's time to deport all these, I'll be like, okay,
it all depends on my attitude, how I go about it, you know.
Yeah, we're like, damn, bro, I'm just border patrol. I'm making my rounds.
Fuck the part is like, I would like to wear that at the office as a costume.
Oh yeah, around Albert. Yo, we make so many jokes to our family, bro.
I would have to take it off. All right, especially here. I would have to take it off outside of the office.
No, yeah, I made a couple jokes about fucking like deportation jokes and shit. But I hate that I have to specify that on Twitch because I mean like you know I get that you can't really tell who what like nationality or background someone has just by looking at them, right?
Yeah.
But I promise you, if they just took a look at my fucking ID and then saw my last name, they'd be like, "Oh, okay, understood." Because it's not like a fucking like my first name is definitely super white, right? Because it's just Andy.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably like the first motherfucker that they can say that their family came from Mexico and that have gained um their citizenship and have been immediately named after like some that would come up on Toy Story. Because Nemo's name is fucking crazy. So is my younger brother. But
They kicked me out of Spanish because they're like, nah, you're here for that easy A. I was like, no me entiende, dog. Let me
no.
learn.
Oh my god.
Nemo definitely needed the Spanish classes. And they said he was too certified because they saw his first name. And I was like, bitch, what? Then why the fuck I had to take it? If I speak better than him.
I was like, dude, please, I need it. I need
don't
it.
don't even get me started on Spanish classes because our Spanish class was weird, but it was another thing like that to where like I was the only like black kid in that class, but somehow I had a better grade than all like the Mexicans who actually spoke Spanish. But the reason for that is because like the teacher didn't even really like teach you how to speak Spanish. He taught you like how to conjugate it, which is like a whole completely different thing. Like you learn how to like, understand it, but you don't really learn how to speak it, if that makes any sense.
Hey man, all I gotta say is, man, I was paying attention to that playthrough, and Jordan put out them voice lines, bro. That these villagers be saying. I think he definitely has the brown pass.
It's actually weird, like when you realize what they're saying. A lot of it is like they just say like, oh, an outsider, or I'm gonna bathe in your blood, or like there he is. But it's like it's a little bit creepier once you start to understand it.
Every time I hear them say "I'm behind you, idiot," I want to fade up so bad because I know what the fuck they're saying, bro. Like, bitch.
I forgot how they say it's like andaste a ti, imbécil.
Pendejo. Yeah.
That shit's
I'm
funny.
like, what the fuck, bitch? Don't call me an idiot first and foremost.
Yeah, behind you, imbecile. That shit's funny. Man.
But yeah, anyway, man, fucking I don't know, man. Times are weird.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm right up there with you in that and sharing that opinion, but I think it's funny as fuck that we have like a very diverse friend group. And none of us have fucking done anything to piss off the other, like racially. You know what I'm saying? It's not that hard.
Yeah, I'm just the type. I just don't give a fuck about a lot of shit. I just don't let things bother me. But
yeah, I mean, look, fucking, I don't know. I think it's super cool. I think that some people are like, oh, fucking groups of people can't coexist together, which is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
yeah,
It's so wrong.
bro. Nah, I used to hate. I've dealt with that so much growing up. Like when I used to have like white friends, and people be like, "Oh, like you're whitewashed. You're not actually black." I'm like, why? Because I don't sag my pants and say nigga 24/7. I don't get into street fights and gangbang because I know how to articulate my words. I'm not black enough. Like, what does that mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, see,
like,
that's a crazy take.
yeah, like shit like that is weird, but I don't know. Like I've always grown up like having different types of like friends. I've learned to appreciate different cultures, and that's cool because like when I go and hang around like environments where it's like nothing but the Latino culture, I don't feel awkward. Same thing with white people too. Like I know how to blend in. I don't feel out of place in certain situations, whereas people who have only grown up in the hood, they can't say that because whenever they surround themselves around people that aren't of their culture, they feel out of place. So sucks to be you.
You're going, Eddie. Hey, I'm gonna make targeted ads using your guys' voice on for
Wait, hold on.
Hey, look.
What the fuck?
What you mean targeted ads? Hold on.
Look, I'm gonna be running for mayor soon, so you guys are helping me whether you like it or not. All right.
Oh yeah, dude. If you guys haven't seen Nemo streams lately, it's this man definitely got a green screen. That's all I gotta say.
No,
And he's been going
but
crazy with it.
all I need to do is, as long as you guys don't put like private your VODs, I'm just gonna upload a minute of your guys' thing to text the AI generator.
Fuck it.
You guys can help me get my votes needed. All right.
I'm deleting all my shit right now.
You better
I'm
delete
putting
it off
everything on the
YouTube.
burner, bro.
Nah, that AI shit is getting out of hand. I've been seeing so many TikToks of like every song just made with Kanye West's voice, and I'm just like, we got to stop this because at some point we're not even gonna be able to tell.
Yeah, like it's crazy. The Biden one sounds like better than he does.
Yeah.
You know?
maybe that's why they want to ban TikTok. They're like, you know what? It's too many AI videos out. Nah, but like dead ass, like what do y'all think the reason behind like why do they want to ban TikTok? Like what's your take on it?
Top 10 things that I think that is going on honestly is they are pissed that they can't monetize that kind of social media usage, because I mean you look at someone like Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
Facebook 1000% is worse than TikTok ever has been when it comes to taking your data and selling it.
Fuck yeah.
And I'm so glad that the CEO brought that shit up, because that's the first thing I thought of when I heard that this shit was even like happening. I was like, what? So they're going after TikTok, but we're not going to talk about Zuckerberg? You know what I'm saying? So when he brought that shit up and they had nothing to say, I was like, no. Press them on that. I want you to expand on that one topic if they want to be fucking stupid idiots going about, but it's in China? Is it in China? Is my shit in China? Like, shut up. You don't give a fuck about that. You the only thing you care about is that Mark Zuckerberg can't write you a check because he's because he's not able to fucking
That fucking lizard, man. I
advertise your
I
views
swear,
to
he
the
is
rest
not.
of the
He
world.
looks like he's not human. Every time I see a picture of him, I'm like, bro, like you gotta
his
be an
eyes,
alien.
dude.
Like, something is wrong about that. But nah,
Oh, you see how our uncle talks about him, dude? He calls him the Lizard King.
yeah, like nah, but people do say like, oh, like there's lizard people that exist. I think he's one of them, like dead ass.
Yeah, he's prime example if there was one.
Yeah. When I saw that picture of him in a courtroom, I was like, nah, who photoshopped this? That can't be. Like, that was my first time seeing Mark Zuckerberg. I was like, wait, what? Like, is this CGI? Is this like a deep fake? Like, that can't be really him. They're like, nah, that's really him. I'm like, hey, yo, we got an alien on Earth. Like, say less.
Hold on, you say him?
I never knew. I'm going to hell. Let me shut up.
Hey man, listen, I'll tell you right now, bullying is bad, Jordan.
Let me shut up where somebody starts talking about me. But
no, he's about to drop a whole video going, man, this is the only clips I'm talking about. Nemo got it.
But I do low-key agree with Andy though. I think I think it boils down to they can't monetize it and they can't control it, because someone that literally posted a video, they're like, this is probably why they want to ban TikTok, and they went to Instagram and they searched Paris, and it just showed it just showed nothing but just like, you know, typical like Eiffel Tower pictures, like soccer pictures and shit. And then they went to TikTok and searched Paris, and it showed like a whole bunch of riots that were happening like live on camera, like right now. And I'm like, yeah, that's why they want to ban TikTok, because you can literally see what's happening. If you go to Instagram, it just shows you bullshit.
Oh, dude, I actually have a genuine follow-up question about something similar, because I don't really get on that shit, but I heard that Twitter right now is fucking wild. Like, I was watching a recent Charlie video. He was talking about how, like, I don't know what the fuck's going on with Twitter right now, but like, no matter what, I scroll down like for 3 seconds and I'm seeing a bunch of gore videos and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but it's weird how they're not talking about shutting down Twitter, but Twitter's been like the wild fucking west for I don't know how long. It's like you could post anything on there, damn near.
No, yeah, like what he was talking about was more or less like how the monetization shit that Elon was doing with it is going, because apparently now there's no distinguishing mark between someone that pays the $8 a month and someone that just was grandfathered in with that verification shit.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to get bullied for paying the $8 a month. They didn't want people knowing that they actually paid for that shit. But he was also talking about how what's it called? There is a special marker for politicians. I think there's a certain color, and then like businesses, their check mark is like gold or some shit, right? Yeah. But the scandalous shit is that for the what's it called? The business shit, you have to pay $1,000 if you want to have that marketing check thing for on your business's account. $1,000 a month, bro. And the only people that are exempt from that are the top 10 corporations that they have under their shit. They get it for free.
Yeah, it all boils down to money bullshit.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it points out more that this whole TikTok shit is more like they can't monetize it, therefore they're gonna fucking try to ban it if they can't have any control over it.
I mean, I know a lot of people hate TikTok, but I ain't gonna lie, I actually been starting to like it.
There's some funny shit on there, depending on like what your feed is. Like for me, it's a lot of guitar shit.
Yeah, I think people who hate on TikTok don't understand the concept of that. It only shows you what you like, and it does take a while for you to get that algorithm going. But I think people from the outside looking in, they think TikTok is like, this weird kid dancing videos and like meme shit. But for me, it's like nothing but like anime like gaming shit, music shit. I don't see anything that I don't care for. And if I do, I can instantly hit a button and say not interested, and that'll teach the algorithm to not show me shit like that. But people don't understand that, it takes time for you to get that algorithm going.
Yeah, that's why I think it's super funny. It's like self-reporting when people are like, bro, I can't believe I have all these like half naked girls on my feed, dude. Like, what the fuck?
That's probably all you like. So if you stop,
for you,
yeah, stop.
Except for you, evidently. No, hold on. Except for you, evidently, because meanwhile, on TikTok. I was gonna say, meanwhile, me on Instagram, I'm trying to find like a bunch of like thirst traps. I'm trying to find the cosplay photos. I'm trying to find the ass pics, and I'm not getting any. But he gets all of them.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, Instagram is wild. I don't know why the fuck the algorithm is so fucked for me there, because I get a couple memes and then all you see is titty. I don't think it helps.
For me,
I don't think it helps that every time we get to one of those, like if I'm scrolling through memes on my phone and Jackie's watching and she goes, "Wait, go back." I'm pretty sure that's why my feed's fucked up.
Yeah, it's off of your fucking view time.
Yeah, no,
I know.
Yeah, TikTok does the same. It's not about what you like; it's how much you constantly view it.
Yeah, I know. That's the fucking thing. So Jaqi going, man, what the fuck? Like, I could just start sending her the ones that she wants me to fucking stop and watch, because she dead ass will be like, oh, that girl's cute. Hold on, let's go back. I'm like, bro, I don't want this on my fucking feed.
Yeah, I made a mistake of like reading the comments on I won't say an adult post, but I let it keep rolling in the background while I was reading the comments, and then that shit fucked my algorithm up for the next day. I was like, yeah, I gotta start liking some One Piece shit, because I am seeing too much ass.
not the too much. That's funny, because Jaqi told me earlier, she was like, Eddie, what the fuck? And I go, what? She goes, bro, I got unsolicited titties on my shit. And I was like, what? You, first off, how? Second off, why were you complaining? You're the one that wants to see that the most.
It's like, hey, sometimes I want to open that app in public, all right?
You know what?
Listen,
True.
I was not expecting it. It's like, normally it's a good thing, but the fact that I was not expecting it, I was like, oh fuck. I was just trying to find like a picture of Jennifer Connelly, just of her face, right? And then I found one where I was like, oh nice, this one's cute. Let me click this one and see if it's in a good resolution. I click it, and what instead pops up is a picture of her giant ass side boob, and I was like, oh, that's not what I clicked on. And I had to like show Andy just to make sure I wasn't fucking tripping. And he was like, "Oh, that's boob."
She was just trying to explain shit before I turned around and looked if I did. That's what she was doing. Listen, I wasn't looking at titties.
Danny, that's not the point. I know I can find Jennifer Connelly titties anywhere. Okay, I know this already. I'm sorry. Let it be known that Jennifer Connelly was my first gay awakening. I know where I can find pictures of her titties. That's not the point. The point is, I was looking for her face and got titty.
Oh Lord. Oh man. Well,
this is gonna be an interesting one to edit.
I can only be honest.
Well, that's pretty much my topics for this episode. Does anyone have any other topics that they wanted to bring to the table before we start wrapping this up?
Well, I mean, not really topics, but for anyone that didn't know, April 7th, Mercenaries coming out. Let's fucking go, boys. Let's fucking go. I know we're briefly talking about that, but understand, I don't know what they're gonna give us. All I know is that Ada's dress is coming back, so Jackie's gonna be frothing at the mouth about that.
Oh yes.
And I heard that we're getting Lewis as a mercenaries character, which I think is a huge fucking dub.
Yeah.
Ow.
So I gotta ask, how's what are you gonna do for the birthday stream, Jaqi?
She's barely gonna be coming home that day.
Yeah, I'm going to the beach with my mom and my siblings tomorrow, Tuesday, and then I'll be back Wednesday morning, afternoon ish. Or yeah, because we should be back the day of my birthday. So I don't know. I didn't expect to do one. I haven't streamed in a hot minute, dude. My energy has been out of whack for like months. I can't like keep myself up. Today was a rare occurrence that I've been able to sit at my computer all day.
I feel that. I feel that.
I've
Well,
been
you're a
sitting at my
father,
computer
so
via unsolicited rage and thievery. That's what's been fueling my computer addiction right now.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
if it wasn't for Resident Evil, I probably wouldn't be streaming either.
True.
Because I'm just like, I've been low key burnt out on that shit too. But I've been playing so much, I just figure, if I'm gonna sit here for 4 hours and play this shit, I might as well cut on streaming.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, I
pretty
guess I
much where I've been
could.
at.
Dreamlight Valley has an update coming out on my birthday, but that's about it. I think that'd be the only thing I would stream.
Oh, hold on, boys. I do have a question, man. I was telling Jaqi that she's gotta do a whole fucking playthrough. It doesn't matter if it's on assisted or whatever, but I want her to get through and play this game.
Oh,
What are you guys thinking?
I mean, she can definitely do it like on assisted with all like the crazy weapons. I mean, it's as far as it being difficult, that's pretty much out the window on that mode because that mode is free.
yeah, no,
I know
I'm
that's
not
what I was
playing it.
saying. I was like, you don't got to do hardcore or whatever, but I think you should at least get through the story or whatever. She's like, yeah, that's what I'd be playing it for. But second I die to a boss, I'm passing it on. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm not here to suffer.
If she dies to a boss on assisted, though, I have zero idea how the fuck that scenario even exists.
I would
on
actually
planes.
be. You would have to be like not trying to die to a boss. Well,
Listen, I'm not gonna put anything past my dumbass, okay? Especially after Friday. I have zero confidence in
you know
anything
what?
anymore.
Good point.
Okay.
She ain't doing it. She said she would, Daddy. She said she would.
Said I would what? He's talking about birthday stream.
Oh. I thought you meant about the playthrough.
Oh fuck no. He's talking about the birthday stream. And so I was like, oh maybe, because I wouldn't know what else to stream aside from just fucking sitting here with like a candle and a cupcake for like 2 hours. I wouldn't know what the fuck to do.
RE4 assisted mode. Let's go.
Honestly, Jaqi, you know what? In my opinion, would be the perfect game for you to stream? Persona 5.
On my birthday?
Not on your birthday, just in general.
Oh, yeah, I can give it a try. I do have to finish Kingdom Hearts before I start another game though. Resident Evil will be
Yeah,
an
fair
exception
enough.
because it's not like starting a new game. I've seen it multiple times. Thanks Andy. And
You're welcome.
yep. So, I've already been exposed. It would just be my first time personally playing through it. Whereas Kingdom Hearts I've never seen before. Persona 5 I have not seen enough of before. So, I got to wait till I finish Kingdom Hearts. That's enough torture. What? Danny, the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, like Persona 5 is like long, so beating that game would kind of, take a while, but I think it's like your style to where like you would really enjoy the story and the characters, and it's pretty much like an anime like high school simulator, but the combat is turn-based.
You know what's funny is I've been told that multiple times by so many people, and I think Danny is one of the people that has told me, either Danny or Vank, where they're like, "You have to play Persona, play one of the Persona games, play Persona 5," and I'm just like, I keep hearing this told to me, and yet I haven't fucking done it yet.
I feel like that with certain games people tell me to play, so it's not something out of the ordinary. I understand it.
Well, I'm at the mercy of my fucking ADHD. Unless it's like, hey, let's play this right the fuck now. Usually, I just don't end up ever watching, playing, listening to anything. It's it's not really a choice most times.
Holy hell. All right. Well, for the first time in I don't know how long, we are actually at the 2 hour mark instead of the 3 hour mark, and we are kind of getting toward wrapping this up. So, not as long as usual, but that's a good thing. Any closing statements before we wrap this up? We probably will continue this conversation after I end the recording. So for those of y'all that want to catch like the after talk, that's what the streams are for. But for the YouTube, y'all just get this. But any closing statements before we end it?
Just understand that I'm him, and that's about that, bro.
You guys want to order some pizza?
Ooh, from where?
I was actually thinking about that earlier, but that was in the middle of me being angry about getting hoed.
I would only want to get pizza if y'all would come over, though.
I mean, what do you expect?
To-
I mean, like you order it and have it delivered here? Nah, of course I'm gonna come over.
Does Natty want pizza, Nemo?
Funny enough, when we went to go get some stuff at the mall, she ate pizza, so she's good today.
Damn. All right, then that's all you got to do is to redeem your sins
Said
right now.
if-
You have to buy Resident Evil 4 remake and start playing it, Nemo. Because if they do have multiplayer on fucking Mercenaries, I'm going hard on that. I don't give a fuck.
Bro said, if it ain't Pizza Hut, why bother? What is y'all take on Pizza Hut?
Oh fuck. I think that I really can't tell the difference between Domino's and Pizza Hut. I genuinely cannot, but I could tell you that there is a difference between
You
both those
can't
two.
tell the different. That's gotta be the craziest thing I've heard in the past like 3 years.
I swear, bro. Like, if Jaqi was like, "Hey, remember that pizza we got from Pizza Hut?" and she meant Domino's, I'd be like,
That
I
is
mean,
wild.
but if it's Howie's, I could definitely tell the difference between Howie's and
I
them.
literally because Pizza Hut is right next to me, and I started going to Domino's because I got Pizza Hut a few times, and while it's not bad, you definitely get burnt out on it very quick. Whereas with Domino's, I can
I
low-key
promise
get
you.
Domino's
I
like once a
promise you,
week.
I'm gonna know the difference between Domino's, Little Caesars, Pizza Hut, and
Listen,
Hungry
Little
Howie's.
Caesars is easy to tell the difference
that's,
on, though.
Yeah, that's an elite.
I think it's because of the existence of Little Caesars, though, that I would know the difference, because that introduced the difference of Jesus Christ, pizza has a difference. Because Little Caesars is its own fucking league of fucked up.
Yeah, but it's weird how it still has like its purpose and its times where it's not terrible. But then again, it kind of depends on which one you go to as well. But we're getting sidetracked here, y'all. Well, that's pretty much the after talk. We'll talk about food and whatnot, but I'm gonna wrap up this recording before it ends up being like 60 damn gigabytes. But all right, y'all. That's episode 4 for the most part. Shout out to my co-host. Shout out to the chat, even though for the most part, Danny was talking about bullshit.
Oh, Blue Bleeder.
I'm
Oh,
fucking
wait.
with
Shout
you.
out to Danny. Shout out to
Hey.
Danny.
I'm gonna end the recording right there, but I'm gonna keep the stream going. Unless we do end up ordering pizza, then of course I'm gonna have to end the stream to go over there. But all right, for the YouTube community, until the next time, we are outro. You feel me? I'm tired. Why am I yawning during that outro?